You know, every single day, billions of times a second, this epic journey takes place right under our noses. It's the hidden story behind every click, every search, every single video you watch. So today, we're going to follow one of these unsung heroes on its incredible mission.
Think about it. You see a link, you click it, and boom, a web page appears. Seems simple, right? But what's really going on in that tiny fraction of a second? Well, it's not magic, I can tell you that. It's actually a high-speed, globe-trotting adventure starring a tiny digital messenger.
So let's meet our hero, the IP packet. The best way to think of it is like a microscopic, super-fast courier. It's given a single mission: carry your request across the vast expanse of the internet and bring back exactly what you asked for. And the whole thing kicks off with a single command from you.
Okay, so how does our little hero even get its assignment? Well, it all begins the moment your browser realizes it needs something from the web. Let's take a look at how it gears up for the journey. This is basically how our message gets dressed for its trip. First, your browser creates the request. That's the what. Then, that request gets put into something called a TCP segment, which is kind of like making sure the message arrives reliably. Then that whole thing is stuffed into our IP packet. That's the envelope with the server's address on it. And finally, for just the very first leg of the journey, it's placed inside an Ethernet frame. Think of this whole process, called encapsulation, as putting the letter in an envelope and then putting that envelope in a local delivery truck. All right, with its mission orders and address all packed up, our packet is ready to go. It leaves the safety of your computer and ventures out from your local network into the wild, sprawling superhighway of the internet. The very first hop is a really short one. It just travels from your laptop's local address to your home router, which acts as the main gateway to the outside world. The router is literally the first checkpoint on this very, very long journey. Now, before it leaves, our packet is given a number, usually something like 64. This is its time to live, or TTL. And you can think of it as the packet stamina bar. At every single stop it makes, this number goes down by 1. If it ever hits 0 before reaching its destination, the packet just gets discarded. This is a super important safety feature to stop lost packets from just wandering around the internet forever, clogging everything up. And this just shows you the sheer scale of the trip. The packet doesn't go straight to the server. No way. It hops from your internet service provider to a bigger regional one. Then it jumps onto a massive Tier 1 backbone that carries traffic across countries and continents before it finally hops down to the server's own ISP and its hosting provider. It's a huge deal. Right, and each one of these hops is managed by a router, which is basically a digital post office. It just takes a quick look at the destination address on our packet, lowers its TTL stamina by 1, and instantly figures out the next best place to send it. It's happening millions of times a second all over the world.
After a journey that took just milliseconds but crossed thousands of miles and dozens of routers, our little packet finally arrives at the server. Let's see what happens now that its message is delivered.
Success! The destination server gets our hero. It quickly unwraps all those layers we talked about, first checking the IP address, then opening it to find the TCP segment that's headed for port 80. That's the standard port for web traffic. It reads the request inside, and now it knows exactly what you asked for. But the story is not over yet, not by a long shot.
The mission is really only half complete. Now, a whole new set of packets gets created by the server, and their mission? To carry the prize, the website's data, all the way back to you. This chart just lays it out perfectly. Look how the source and destination addresses are just swamped. The first packet, our hero, carried a tiny little question, but the response packets? They're carrying the answer, the HTML, the images, all the code that makes up the web page you wanted to see. So now, the response packet becomes the hero, and it retraces a very similar path back across the internet. It's guided by those same digital post offices at every hop, navigating the superhighways until it arrives right back at your home router, ready to deliver its precious cargo.
So, we've seen the journey, but what are the actual mechanics here? What information is our little hero carrying to make all this possible? Come on, let's pop the hood and take a look. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is a great story, but is it real? Can I actually see it happening? And the answer is a huge, resounding yes. There are tools out there that act like a magic lens, letting us watch these packets fly by in real time. Okay, don't let this table scare you. It's basically the control panel or the dashboard for our packet. Every single IP packet has a header with this critical information. You've got the version, our old friend the time to live, the protocol, which tells us what kind of message is inside, the super important source and destination addresses, and a checksum to make sure none of this vital info got scrambled along the way. And that magic lens I was talking about, the tool that lets us become a packet explorer, it's called Wireshark. It is an amazing and powerful network analyzer that captures and shows you every single packet traveling to and from your computer.
And honestly, it's pretty simple to get started. You just install the program, you tell it which network connection to watch, like your Wi-Fi, and you hit start. Now, to avoid getting totally overwhelmed, you can use a filter, like the one on screen, to only show you the conversation with the specific server you're interested in, and just like that, you can see all this magic for yourself.
And this is what it actually looks like inside Wireshark. This isn't a theory, this isn't a diagram. It's the real deal. You can see the source IP, the destination IP, and look, there's our time to live set to 64. All the secrets of our hero's mission laid out right in front of you. It's the real-life data behind this entire journey. So, we've just followed a single packet on its mission to fetch one web page. It's an incredible high-speed journey. But now, just stop and imagine for a moment. If one simple click launches this one little hero, what kind of epic non-stop saga of millions of packets unfolds every single second you stream a movie? It really makes you appreciate the absolutely insane invisible world that's powering our digital lives.